How's it going, guys? It's your boy Splash. Today, unveiling some new content. We have a team-by-team mock draft, and today's team, let me reveal it for you. We have the New York Giants. We're going to do a 7-round mock draft, just the Giants. I'll do the other teams as we work through the next couple weeks. Normal settings on PFF. Yes, it's on PFF. I know people love to hate PFF, but I will be making the picks for the Giants today, analyzing them, seeing how that goes. 7 rounds, fast speed for the other teams, default settings. I'll show you what the default settings are. Closer to public than the PFF board, less care for positional value, more care for needs, and a little bit less random. So let's get it rocking and rolling. Enter the draft. No trades for these. No trades on my end. If other teams want to trade, so be it. I will not be making trades. So let's get it rocking and rolling. The Giants have the number 5 and number 7 picks. Let's start immediately. Thibodeau, Hutchinson, Neal, Gardner. Not a great situation. If you are a Giants fan, I'm sure you're looking at Thibodeau. I'm sure you're looking at Hutchinson. Potentially, hey, let's go grab an edge. Well, on the board now, Stingley, Cross, Ekwonu, Hamilton, the wide receivers, Karlaftis. This is a tricky spot if you're the Giants. You could think about trading down from either 5 or 7. Of course, can't do that here. So I think the best pick would be to take Ike Ekwonu, tackle out of North Carolina State. Get that tackle duo of the future with Andrew Thomas, Ekwonu on the right side. You can play him interior if you want to year one, early in his career. Get that Jonathan Ogden transition of guard to tackle, be your stalwart tackle. Ekwonu is a tremendous run blocker, the best run blocker in this class, bar none. One of the best in college the last 10 years, 15 years. I mean, Quentin Nelson's up there, but Ekwonu is a devastating run blocker. He is a culture changer, and I think he would be a massive addition to the Giants offensive line. So we go get Ike Ekwonu at 5. Panthers go Stingley at 6. That's hilarious. So the Giants at 7, a lot of the same discussion. Obviously, they just took a tackle at 5. Charles Cross sitting there, super high on PFF's board. Not going to take him. No need to get the double tackle here. Kyle Hamilton at 7 makes a lot of sense. You can also go edge. You can also go with a corner, a McDuffie, or a McDuffie or a Gordon, someone in that vein. But I am looking at Kyle Hamilton and saying he is a difference maker. He is a blue chip. He might be the best prospect in this draft. He just plays safety. So that is the pick I'm going to roll with the Giants. You get a blue chip safety, good range. Not necessarily the fastest guy, but when he hits the top speed, it's a good top speed, and he can get to anywhere. And he's a playmaker. He is that X factor, force multiplier on the defense. Kyle Hamilton. And now let's let it sim for a little bit. If you see some goofy picks, drop them in the comments, because I'd love to see. I'm not going to go back and check every single one, but I'd love to see some goofy ones. Boye Mafe goes number 35 to the Jets. With the 36th pick, let's see who the Giants have available. Tyler Smith, fun option, tackle out of Tulsa. Travis Jones, George Pickens, Jalen Petrie, Arnold Ebiketie. So one thing with the Giants is we have not addressed the edge room. This is a critical point that, hey, you can address edge. So I'm going to go ahead and sort by edge. This is a spot that I think is a good spot for an edge, that a first-round talent that gets pushed out because quarterbacks, or there's like 10 good wide receivers, things like that. So that 8th edge, 9th edge, 10th edge, that's a borderline first-round pick, is going to fall because, you're taking tackles early, you're taking quarterbacks early, you're taking corner. There's so many deep positions. So I think some of these edges are going to fall because they're, like Arnold Ebiketie is a top 50 player on my board, but he's an edge, right? There's like 10 of them. Same thing I think can happen with the wide receivers, that sometimes it's just going to matter who you get. I like Ebiketie a lot here. Drake Jackson, Josh Pascal. David Ojabo is slipping down the board. Ojabo could be an interesting choice. He is injured right now, torn Achilles. But I'm going to go with the safer pick. I'm going to go Ebiketie. He's produced everywhere he's been. He produced at Temple. He produced at Penn State. I think he's going to be a rock-solid NFL player. Does he have the upside of an Ojabo? No. Does he have the upside of a Nick Benito? No. But he has a floor that trounces either of them. So Arnold Ebiketie from Penn State, to the blue side of East Rutherford, New Jersey. Giants back on the clock at 67. Again, if you see a goofy computer sim pick, drop it in the comments, laugh at it. Here we go. 67th pick. Giants are back on the clock. We have Jalen Tolbert, Nick Cross, Lou Godeke, Zach Tom, who's been flying up boards, Cam Taylor-Britt. So let's address one of the Giants' needs, and that is at the linebacker position. Let's go ahead and check out the linebackers here. I'm not a huge fan of this linebacker class. There are some talented players for sure. This is a little bit of a goofy spot that they're ranked a little bit lower. Brandon Smith, Channing Tindall ranked in the 110s on PFF, but they do have a much higher average draft position. Let's scroll down, see if we have any fun names. Demarco Jackson, great player out of App State. Nate Landman is actually from Zimbabwe. I found that out. No players from Tucson, but we have a player from Zimbabwe. I think getting that Georgia connection, you have Andrew Thomas, right? It always feels like the Giants draft these Georgia pieces, right? So let's go get another one. Channing Tindall, linebacker out of the University of Georgia, the reigning national champions. I hate that I have to say that, but the Giants are back on the clock at 81. So, Godeke, Tom, Taylor-Britt, Parham, Strong, Dulcich. Do you draft a quarterback if you're the Giants? I'm going to say no. You have Daniel Jones. You have Tyrod Taylor. Nothing too crazy there. Could you go after a tight end? I think that is a potential market for them. Safety, we've addressed that. More interior or more offensive line help. Deesh, West, Arizona State prospects. I love Dominique Robinson, big fan of his. Kyle Phillips, great slot receiver, one of the best route runners in the class. Cole Strange. You could double dip on offensive line here. I don't think that would be the worst idea. And I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to grab Cam Jurgens out of the University of Nebraska. He's number 2 center prospect, number 3 center prospect, depending on how you feel with Alex Lindstrom. Stellar player there. So let's make that selection and keep it rolling. Giants next on the clock at 112. Sim. Zach Tom to Seattle. That's a fun pick. All right. With the number back-to-back tight end. So that my quest to get a tight end for the Giants, not going to happen right there, but that is okay. So let's rock and roll. We have an edge, Dominique Robinson, Kyle Phillips, Danny Gray, Damari Mathis, Marquise Hayes, Bailey Zapp, tight end James Mitchell, Tyson Anderson, Jeremy Ruckert. I think the value here with Ruckert is very good. I have Ruckert kind of in this range, but I think he's going to end up going a little bit higher, probably in the 3rd round. I think Ruckert, the value here, getting a tight end here like Ruckert, who's going to be a solid tight end for, I would imagine, his entire career. I think this is a great value here. So Ruckert at 112, and now get to play the waiting game to 147. 147. Get some fun picks up in here. I have the screen down here, so I'm looking. All right, 147. Let's get it. Also, Ravens drafted Dominique Robinson. That makes me happy. All right, 147. This is a point that the Giants don't have a ton of late-round draft picks, so they don't have a ton of those late-round, flyers, if you will, dart throws. So let's try to find a good, solid dart throw here. Get a player, some high upside, and offensive line could go secondary, defensive line as well. So some notable guys I want to touch on here. Spencel Burford out of University of Texas San Antonio. I'm a huge fan of his. I think he is going to be going to be a great tackle in the NFL. I have him in my top 50 or right around my top 50 players. Definitely a top 10 tackle. Kaylon Barnes, the Combine's fastest man, flown up draft boards in recent weeks. Daniel Bellinger, very good athlete out of San Diego State. They didn't use him right. They used like a bit of a rotational thing in their tight end room. They could go. The Giants could go running back here. Kyron Williams is available. He's kind of fallen. Brian Robinson, not that Brian Robinson. Chigo Okonkwo, very solid player. Zonovan Knight, Bam Knight, saw him at the Combine. Charlie Kohler. But I think the move here is not going to say controversial, but the Giants need offensive line help. I think attacking that with a third piece and a versatile piece in Spencer Burford is important. So they're going to grab the UTSA prospect at 147. And let's simulate 2 more picks. Then I'll get you out of here. Number 173, Alex Wright is available. Damari Mathis, James Mitchell, Dane Belton, Josh Williams, Josh Iziudu, Kalyn Barnes, Bellinger, Thomas, Robinson, Okonkwo, Knight, White, Chandler, Brooks, Booker. I like Thomas Booker a lot. Don't be surprised if he goes in the top 3 or 4 rounds. We have a quarterback, Brock Purdy. Ouch. I think this could be a offensive weapon, like a wide receiver, a running back kind of move here. Percy Butler, nice guy at the combine. Hassan Haskins, power back. Could be a punter spot. Matt Araiza. Don't know when he's going to go. He might find his way into some of these mock drafts. Not really sure where he's going to go here, though. Jake Ferguson, you already grabbed 1 tight end. So I'm going to go ahead, sort by wide receiver, get another weapon in there, get a high upside guy, a high upside guy. And I think that is the epitome of Jalen Nailor, wide receiver out of Michigan State. He has a 6th round value, 7th round value on PFF. I think he's going to be a little bit better than that. I don't know how much better than that, but I think that is a dart throw worth having right now. And I think the value here with Damari Mathis, 99th ranked on PFF, scored 196, 197 average draft position. I think this is a very fair spot. You get another corner. You get a dart throw, if you will. You could go with a Kalyn Barnes. I would imagine he goes a little bit higher than 212. Let's check out a couple more names. Bam Knight, just Thomas Booker, like I mentioned. So let's rock and roll with the combine's fastest man. That'd be Kalyn Barnes. You get some speed, you get some athleticism in that defensive back room. That's just important. As just building your defense with mismatches in mind and saying the offense is going to try to do things. Well, if Kalyn Barnes is out there, you're not going to be beaten with speed, right? You might be beaten with technique, you might be beaten in other ways, but you're not going to get beat with speed. So that's it cuts off a method of what the offense can do to beat you. All right, let me go through the draft. Ike Ekwonu, Kyle Hamilton, Arnold Ebiketie, Channing Tindall, Cam Jurgens, Jeremy Ruckert, Spencer Burford, Jalen Nailor gets an F, harsh, and Kalyn Barnes gets an A-. So I think it was a rock solid draft. Couple good picks, couple the middle picks there with Tindall and Jurgens. I think PFF's just a little bit lower on those guys than I am. Same thing with Nailor. I think Nailor's probably a top 200 player. They have him down at 230. Of course, I think the Barnes pick is great. I think the Burford pick is great. So I'm not a Giants fan, but I think this is a competent draft. This is a competent draft. If you did this on draft day, I think Giants fans would be pretty excited. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, that notification bell, so you get notified whenever we post a content like this. I'm going to try to knock out 32 team drafts, doing some position rankings, doing some live streams, trying to knock everything out before that day, April 28th, draft day, the glorious draft day. So thank you guys for watching, Giants fans. I'm sorry if I didn't pick all of your favorite players. It happens. So peace out, folks.